Now we are in the process of boiling the wort, which is a very nice process because we are adding the spices. The hops, which grow mainly in Bavaria, Central Europe or Pacific Northwest, is a plant that grows from June to August, September, up to 7 meters. And they have these greenish cones outside, where if you take them and open them, there are small yellow dots inside. These ones are important for us because they contain the soft resins we need for the bitterness and the oils which we need for the flavor. And the flavor can be everything: floral, citrusy, tropical, earthy, woody. There's no limit. But let's start with the bitterness, which is very important for the beer. We have to make the bitterness soluble because the soft resins contain this so-called alpha acid. Alpha acid is not very good soluble in water or wort. That's why we have to do it at 100 degrees. And we have to do it over time for getting the full yield. The longer I boil, the more I get. But the limit is maybe 60 minutes. After 60 minutes of boil, you can make late additions, because the later you add the hops, the less bitterness you will have, but the more aroma oils will go into solution. You can also add it very late in the whirlpool or after cooling down or in the young beer. You have disadvantages by doing it that late, like in the young beer you get a lot of haze, turbidity and maybe a harshness in the flavor. Stick better to your recipe. If you want to know how much you need, either you have it in your recipe or you have to calculate, because each variety is different. It's a natural product. You have the alpha acid content on your package, and with that you can calculate with your boiling time how many IBUs, international bitter units, you will receive. It can be very low, like 20-25 for a pale beer like a Helles, or a Pilsner which is 25 to maybe 40 or more. IPAs go far higher. So that's up on your taste or beer style you want to achieve. The yield is better if you wait the first 15-20 minutes, because you will have a wort break. You see that proteins are breaking in the wort. Then you have more space in the wort left for the bitterness. So if you wait 15 minutes and boil for another 60 minutes in your pale ale, this may be fine. But be aware, it's also the malt that has to be boiled. There is a sulfuric component inside, which is called dimethyl sulfide. It's DMS. Canned corn or boiled vegetable is a good description. That's nothing you want to have in your beer. So that's why we always boil open, never close the lid, because we want to get rid by steam of the DMS for at least 90 minutes for a pale Pilsner malt. For a pale ale maybe minimum 75, darker malts 60 minutes may be sufficient. Then you may have achieved a decent beer, and after boiling pretty much sterile for going into the next step, which will be the whirlpool and the cooling of the wort.